This is Good Day Oregon Plus.
Actually, this is Fox 12 now, but nonetheless, thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. We are live streaming here out of the Fox 12 Oregon newsroom. We appreciate you being here and being a part of the show. And we are here every weekday, starting at 1 o'clock, going throughout the afternoon, also 11 a.m. to noon as well. So we cover a wide range of topics. Right now, we're talking about, unfortunately, more online scams. This is something that we've all become accustomed to, but just like all technology, they evolve as well. And now, one of the big things that's going on out there has to do with AI scams utilizing AI to create fake doctors, to create sites that look real, and people are falling victim to that. We're going to talk about what this is, what's going on, and how you can avoid it as well right now. We're joined by our expert. We have Amit from Checkpoint, and thank you, for having time to talk to us here today, to join us for this. And, to start off, Amit, can you tell us, just about this trend and this research that you've done on this as far as what's happening out there?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me, Greg. What we've been observing since the beginning of 2025 was this rise of threat actors, essentially malicious people who have been creating fake advertisements, fake websites, fake social media pages, essentially impersonating doctors, legitimate physicians, and healthcare providers, and essentially attempting to sell illegitimate substances that are marketed as Ozempic or GLP-1 products. And what we've been observing is that, the number of these pages, whether they are, phishing pages or domains or even social media pages, is rising every day. We've started observing this since the beginning of the year, and then observing almost exponentially, really, where today, every month, we've been observing more than 200 advertisements on social media. This is really a serious issue that we've been observing.
So this is something like, say, someone's at home, Ozempic, obviously very popular for the various use cases of that, but weight loss in particular, people are using that. So say they're out there, they're like, hey, I'm going to search to see if I can find some on my own, find a website where I can get a prescription or be able to pick some up, and they end up on these sites, and these are not real doctors or websites that they're ending up on.
So the vast majority of the cases is actually they will approach you, right? You will see an ad just scrolling randomly, and then you will see an ad targeting you. They have a really good mechanism of targeting, people who might be interested, and they will be the ones approaching you and will, kind of direct you to these areas, to these locations, whether these are domains or just social media pages that will try to offer you that illegitimate products.
Wow. So they know through these algorithms, they're finding you and being like, this is somebody who might be interested. You click on it and then go through there. I mean, what happens when somebody does click on one of these and goes through with, say, making a purchase or trying to get a hold of something like, one of these drugs?
Yeah, so it's one of two options. The better one is that if the threat actor, the malicious person, is financially motivated, what will happen is you will, put your credit card information, and then they will use it to steal your credit card or bank account information. That's the better option. The worst option is that you, and we have been observing this as well, is that you will receive a package to your doorfront containing some substance. And this is, I think, where the lines between, cyber threats and physical threats blur a little bit, right? Because it's not just that you're jeopardizing your bank account, but now you're also jeopardizing potentially your health and your life.
Wow. So they're sending out fake drugs, actually mailing them out to people, and people are receiving these.
Yes, that's correct.
And have you heard of any of the consequences of that, or some of the cases that have happened of people who have actually received those thinking they have something legitimate when in fact it's not?
Yeah, this is something that we're currently, following up on, and we have a very close eye and looking at this. We have seen a few comments in social media of people who are reporting that they have, purchased these products and have injected them or used them and needed to, seek medical care because they received or, developed some sort of an allergic reaction to the substance. So we really don't know what these substances are. We really have no idea what they're shipping, if they're shipping, just water or any other hazardous substances. But clearly and evidently, as we have been observing, there is something there that you should definitely not consume if you do receive that to your doorfront.
So, I mean, these algorithms are so good. They're finding people who are obviously have a higher propensity to want to try something like this, a legitimate use case scenario. So, how can they make sure that they're not falling victim to some of these scams and are at least going to someplace that's legitimate?
Yeah, so my advice would be, what's unique about these is that they just offer these products at a very, very high discount. So this is why it's luring and tempting for the crowd to purchase them. But what I would recommend to you is to talk to your actual doctor, the one that you've been seeing for I don't know how long, and then ask them to prescribe you Ozempic, and they have the full authority to do so. Another thing that I would say, that if you do choose to go ahead and do this, if you do choose to purchase something online because it's discounted, make sure that it is from a legitimate pharmacy. You can check it in the National Association of Boards of Pharmacy, and this is the only place that lists legitimate pharmacies that you can purchase from. If it's not there, don't purchase it.
Gotcha. So that is a good resource there to make sure that you're getting it from someplace that's actually legitimate. I mean, it might be one of those things too, where if it sounds, correct me if I'm wrong, but if it sounds too good to be true, it might be too good to be true.
Correct.
Yeah. Any other advice that you would have for people too on just what to do if you do fall victim to one of these scams? What are the next steps, and just how we can help warn other people as well?
Right. So if, at a case where you are seeing this now and you have purchased this, or, maybe even taken this, probably best thing to do is to seek medical attention, to check that everything is okay, discard these products, cease to use them, and then obviously be aware. I think, what I'd like to say to you, Greg, and to the people watching us right now is, while it sounds really alarming, and it is to an extent, but the take-home message, at least from my end here, would be it is not stress and panic, but it's awareness, right? Scams and threat actors keep evolving, and they will keep trying to exploit people when they're most vulnerable. But our job here, and this is what we keep doing, these research activities, is to shed light on these campaigns and to bring them to the people's attention, essentially, at the end of the day, to keep them safe. Through making them aware. So I really appreciate you also inviting me over here to talk about this today and helping us spread the word on this. So another thing that I could say is be aware, know that this is happening, and be cautious about it.
Yeah, absolutely. One other thing I meant to get to too, just what it says there on the screen there with the fake doctor and utilizing AI. So this isn't just a really good advertisement and really good copy words that are on there as far as to get you to fall for this, but are there cases here where they're utilizing actually fake doctors as well?
Oh, absolutely. Essentially, all of the cases that we have been observing are imitations or impersonations to real doctors. And this is what makes it so sophisticated, because you as a person, you'd come across this webpage, you'd Google a doctor, you'd see that this is an approved and registered a professional endocrinologist that has been practicing the fields for I don't know how many years, right? So you'd have no reason to believe that this is something illegitimate or a fraud or of any sort. And even to us as cybersecurity professionals, sometimes AI has gone through amazing advancements, and even to us, this is sometimes hard to distinguish between what's fake and what's not. I'd show you the videos, and you'd be amazed, and for me to tell you that this is not the actual doctor saying go to this website and purchase this, you'd have no way to distinguish.
Yeah, I mean, that is so scary. So at the end of the day, the best thing you can do is to go to your actual physician, it sounds like.
Correct. You go to your actual physician, the one that you've set at their office. You can have an interaction with them, and they can also, build the right plan for you, right?
Yeah, point you in the right direction, build the right plan, make sure that it takes into factor all of those other things, and ultimately make sure you're not getting scammed, or even worse, taking who knows what that shows up in the mail. Wow.
Exactly.
I mean, where can people go to read up on your research and find out more information about this?
Yeah, a lot of this research is published in the Checkpoint blog, and is now covered by many news outlets. So this information is again available on the Checkpoint website, or probably local news, such as the show, who is very kind to be covering this. We've also done, or I've also been invited to many other channels to talk about this as well. So yeah, the information is readily available for everybody to consume.
Yeah, so and for everybody who's watching this, feel free to share this as well, especially maybe you know someone in your life who, or whoever it may be. You may not even know if they are. I mean, just letting people know, awareness, as Amit said, I mean, awareness is really what it comes down to, because these things are getting so good, even if you think that you are savvy, it's in the right mind frame, they're good enough to figure these things out, figure out some, you know, some ways to have you fall victim to that. I mean, it's possible out there, so being careful, being aware. I mean, thank you very much for joining us. I really appreciate your time and spreading this information.
Thank you for having me. Always a pleasure.
And for everybody watching live, thanks for doing so. This is Fox 12 Now. We're live streaming on our apps. We're also on our website. And if you're watching on YouTube, thanks for doing so. You're going to see this video end here on YouTube shortly. We will continue on the apps. I do want to remind everybody that it is our day of giving here. This is something that we've been talking about all day to help out Oregon food banks for those who are very much in need right now. We are raising money to go to the Oregon Food Bank. And they are all over the state, all over Southwest Washington. So wherever you watch Fox 12 Oregon from, this helps people in your neighborhood, in your region, people who are really needing it. So we're raising money. That's what that QR code is for. So just wanted to let you know what that was all about. But for now, we will take a break, and we will be back shortly. If you're on the apps, I'll talk to you here in just a minute. If you're on YouTube, well, time to download the app. All right, thanks for joining us. I'm Greg Nibbler. This is Fox 12 Now.